In this race at Autopolis, we have some good close racing as I try to move my way up the grid. Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, your 2018-2019 Senla SCCA F-Street Autocross Champion and Sim Racer. And tonight we are racing at Autopolis in Group 3 and the FIA Manufacturers Cup. And you are joining me on my hot lap. As you can see, my previous best lap was once again atrocious. I'm having a little trouble with my banker laps recently. I don't know what the deal is, but once again I went out on medium tires instead of soft tires and bent it right here. Real big bottle job on my banker lap, so much better job through there. Still not all that hot, letting off the gas here, trying to come back in on this apex, and then just going to drop the anchor here to get on the inside. Should have gotten the gas a little bit earlier right here and really pushed it to the outside, but failed to do so. So, c'est la vie. Here, trying to work your way back in, keeping it in the 90s, dropped way down into the 80s there. That was not good. And then got on the gas a little too late to boot. So, again, losing time right there. Coming down this straight, dropping the anchor just past that second to last marker board. Try to get back to the inside of the late apex and get back on the gas to pick up speed down this short straight before this fast right-hander here, just trying to trail brake as I come in, trying to keep it in the high 90s. Again, low 90s, losing more time here. Pushed out wide here, losing more time. Oh my goodness, and I could have been full throttle through there, so lost again more time. Not too terrible through here. Took the line pretty well. You want to follow the skid marks through there. Back on the gas. Let off here to get back on the inside left apex. I should be on the throttle once again a lot earlier. Failed to do so. Maybe the nerves got a little bit of me since got to me since I didn't put in the banker lap. So nothing I can do about it now. Coming down the stretch. Put in a 154.18 and that's good for P11. So PR 1988 is our pole sitter. That's the rest of your folks there. I think the order stayed about like that before the start of the race. Buddy of mine, DA 1976, sits there in 12th behind me, so not too worried about getting punted in turn 1, which is a great feeling to have as you start the race. So let's get to that. Let's get to the start of the race. Oh, thank you, Opera Lady. Yes, indeed. You know what that denotes. That's right, the start of our race. So what does the starting grid look like? Well, let's see. In pole, we have PR 1988 with a 152.390, 16th ranked in the lobby. Number 2, Matri des Matri, or something like that, is in second. Third, Z Yes No and with a 153.258. 4, Clyde Satu sits in 4th, second ranked in the lobby. 5th, Abnadun, something like that, with a 153.373. 6th is Zote Lord with a 153, roughly about the same, 353. And 7th, we got Morris 108 with a 153.578. In 8th, Almario Nico with a 153.904. In 9th, Sentai with 154.081. In 10th, Merc Dweller back in one of my lobbies again. Welcome back, Merc. In the 11th, myself, Geauxgreddy with the 154.184. In 12th, DA 1976. Check out his channel if you haven't done it already. 154.184. In 13th, Musin 1 with the 155.123. In 14th, K Hughes 55 with the 155.229. And 15th, Jimmer 85 with the 155. And 16th, Ant Bart making another one of the lobbies again in the Subaru with the 155. Zalex also back in one of my lobbies with the 155 951. Bad Cole Boys again also. I believe he was in the last race in there at 18th. Number 19th, an R92 Buick with 156, 160. And last but not least, fellow Lexus driver Zombie Speed 82. Good to see him again. So here we are at the grid, ready to start. Okay, so as you can see, my brake balance was set 3 towards the rear. That's about what I felt was a good brake balance for having running racing mediums in front, racing softs in back. The game plan is to go 5 laps on this setup, assuming the racing isn't too difficult. I'm not wearing out my tires too fast. You know, trying to stay with these guys because I don't know who's on softs, I don't know who's on mediums. But that's my game plan. Go 5 and then jump in the pits, throw on some softs, and try and finish out the last 4 on softs with the light car. So I've got DA 1976 behind me. So I'm not too worried about being creamed here. He's a pretty clean driver. Merc Dweller brakes a little early there, and man, I dive bombed the heck out of him. So I throw him a little caution light to apologize. I didn't mean to make it look like I was trying to, you know, do a massive lunge, but he broke even earlier than early for me. Anyway, so honestly, I just kind of eased up on the gas there, let him have that back. I'm not going to take that position like that. So let Merc Dweller back in front of me. DA was right there on my inside, coming in tight around that corner. I thought maybe he was going to slip through there. He did not. I guess I was didn't quite have enough room for him to get through there. As I had another person coming around the outside of me as well. Now they are side by side with DA, so that was Moose and 1, and so they've got a little race going on behind me. Meanwhile, up front, I got Merc Dweller about 6/10 in front of me, and once again, he brakes early coming into the chicane. I really mashed the brake pedal and just hugged that inside line as he was staying on that outside line to get the late apex. So I managed to avoid hitting him there again. And I'm not sure if he's running the medium tires, and that's why maybe he's braking a little bit later. Possibly so. So I'm just being real cautious not to try to run into him, trying to avoid him here so that I don't end up killing both of our races on the first lap. So I stay inside nice right here. Mark Dweller gets a little bit outside. I was hoping maybe I could pick up some speed right through there and get under him, but no such luck. So feeling like at this point in the race my pace is okay, and I'm not feeling like very special at this point. But I know that if anyone is racing soft tires, the race is going to come back to me later in the race, so I just need to keep it between the white lines and not go off into the grass into La La Land somewhere. So main goal, no penalties. Second goal, stay on the track. Third goal, don't kill anybody else in the race. As Merc Dweller gets a little loose, gets in that grass, gets off that track, and does exactly what I'm talking about. It loses him a position or 2 as DA comes up right next to him and takes that position. So loses 2 positions by getting those right tires on the grass. As you can see, the field's still pretty tight. You know, 1 through, looks like all the way back through 18, 19. I think we had 1 drop in the race. So as you can see, DA's right up the rear end of the old Geauxgreddy Lexus there. Giving me all of the pressure that I want. He's only 4/10 behind me, and the BMW is firmly in my slipstream, so I'm giving him suck down the straight here, and I jump on the brakes there right past that second board, take away the apex from old DA there, and hop back on the gas. So trying to focus on Central, but it's hard to do with the kidney beans filling up your rear view mirror. So, you know, good job by DA. He's right on my tail and racing me close, racing me hard. So I like it. So I'm trying, again, not to let him bother me too much. Stay on my racing line and just get through these first 3 laps. Once I get through the first 3 laps, I'll start to catch up on the folks with the soft tires. I was kind of wondering if DA wasn't on soft tires, because he was really, you know, seemingly catching me in these corners. Of course, it could just be the BMW's better than Lexus in the corners, or DA's better than me in the corners. One of the above, or all of the above. Who knows? Or select 2 of the 3. Who knows? But so I'm in, you know, the AMG slipstream here as we head down towards corner one. So, you know, staying with the pack. I'm in touch with the whole group as I get a little love tap there from DA. He was taking that a little bit faster than I was, pretty much for the first 3 laps, and it may have been my apprehension to fly off the course right there. I was just taking it a little bit slow and inside and getting on the gas just a little bit late. So, you know, no harm, no foul. He probably actually helped me out a little bit right there. So, not a big deal. So, heading back in here towards corner 6, I believe it is, towards this kind of a curvy straight before the hairpin. I am staying again with the AMG. Feeling pretty good about it. You know, started in 11th, a little shaky at the beginning of the race. About to get into the meat of these tires. You know, its sweet spot is lap 4 and probably about halfway through lap 5. So as you can see, starting to come in the Audi number 8. So, you know, the Audi's a front wheel drive car, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, on softs, just ate through the tires. As the AMG just drives by him like he's standing still. So the AMG pretty good on tires. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm next to just drive around this here Audi or not. As maybe had a little mistake, but he seems to be gathering himself up again rather nicely now. So that didn't happen to be the case. He was experiencing tire wear. As you can see, he hops in the pit. I was going to try and keep it slipstream there, but then he left the track, so I couldn't, and that kind of left a gap between me and Sentai, and so, or Senti, or however you say his name, and so it concerned me a little bit because DA was still firmly attached to my rear end there. As you can see, only 9/8 tenths away. Again, he's closing in on me after that turn 1. But here I begin to feel my oats as I start to reel in the AMG and start to pull away from DA. So now those medium front tires are starting to pay off, as I imagine anyone on softs is probably more than halfway through their front tread life. And if you're on full mediums, then the rear end might be getting a little loose on you. So I don't know. The front medium rear soft seem to work really well with that 3 brake balance for me in my testing. So I went for it, and it seems to be paying off. Jumping down here into the hairpin, I keep it tight again, get on that gas nice and early. Trying to reel those folks. As you can see, it's still tight up front. Still hoping that, you know, just a little bit of luck. I'm kind of hoping these folks are on soft are going to push another lap. Because if I can get in front of them and I can get on softs, then I can just plant this big fat Lexus on the apex and just make it difficult for folks to get around me. So it's kind of the plan. That's kind of the idea. But we shall see if that strategy pays off or not as we head around the last few corners before we begin to see pit strategies. So fuel not really an issue in this race. If anyone that raced that knows that. At least for most cars, maybe there are a few cars out there that it was, but I'm not aware of any. So a whole horde of folks jumps off in the pits. As you can see, 2 of them are on softs, including Yes No and Alam, and however you say his name. And then we had the mediums that were racing there right around me. So keeping up with some folks on softs, which was good because I was on the medium, so I'm in 4th right now. I need to put in a good lap because I am taking the overcut with a harder compound tire. Usually that does not pay dividends because when you come out with that softer tire on that first lap, you're making up a really nice chunk of time on a guy who's out, like myself, on a worn set of tires going for that 5th lap. Now, the benefit for me will be I will come out in a lighter car with fresher tires, and in this case, I believe about 15 laps fresher. I think it's just 15 times tire wear. I might be wrong there, but essentially 15 times less lap wear on them and a lighter car, so I'll even get better tread wear as the race goes on. But I'll have to fight my way through traffic, so that's kind of the, you know, the plus minus there on the overcut versus the undercut. But with the way the Lexus's tire wear was, I just felt like I didn't have much choice because I felt like I was going to need to run mediums at one point or another, and the softs were really dead at about end of lap 3.5 if I was, you know, racing with them. So I didn't want to start on the softs with the heavy car. I know lap 1's usually slow because everyone's kind of feeling each other out and there's a lot of traffic, so I went ahead and went with that medium soft tire combo. As I sneak up on the back end, a Zorklord. Yes. Yes, come to me, Zorklord. He is in the Lambo, and I am all over his derriere. So, of course, knowing he's going to go in the pits, I'm trying not to hit him, so I back off a little bit, go in there, and then he hits the wall, and I absolutely smoke him. I just destroy him going into the pits. So, pardon me there, Zoke Lord. Didn't mean to kill you there. It was just one of those moments. So, coming out of the pits, how did I do? I'm hoping that I'm going to come out in 9th or 10th, and just as I've got my fingers crossed, here comes DA, who was right behind me before the pit stop. I'm like, crap, my strategy did not pay off too well. So, essentially falling back to, wasn't even 3 positions due to the pit stop. But that's okay, because I know that DA is on 1 lap older set of soft tires. And there we have a mistake by Ant Bart. So I will take that. I go to the outside with those fresh softs, and I make it stick. As I come around there, some tires squealing and some bumping going on. As Ant Bart is trying to get back on the track. So set my sights back on the backside of that BMW and try and have that big bad boy give me some suck down this back straight. So DA gets on the brakes there a little bit earlier than I did, but that's all right. I stayed out of his quarter panel, so I was pretty happy with myself. Trying not to give any what for to DA. He's a good, clean driver, and I respect that. And it's always good when you race with guys who are that quality of racer and drive clean. So try not to force my way past him too hard if I can avoid it at all possible. Of course, he leaves the door open, I'm going to take it, just as he almost tried to on that tight right-hander with me. But, you know, a little rubbing here and there isn't the end of the world. We try to race each other clean. So that is the goal for all races, because clean races are fun. They are a lot of fun. As you can see, I am now returning the favor to DA. I'm giving him a rearview mirror full of Lexus. How you like that, DA? Take that rearview mirror full of Lexus. So coming down the straight, I know I'm going to pull on DA here a little bit. I go to the inside, take that inside line. Surprised he didn't take the inside line away from me. I was kind of expecting him to do that. He did kind of surprise me. As I saw on the radar, I got in front of him. I jumped out in front of him. He gives me a couple flashes of the old lights, like, what are you doing? I wasn't going to brake early on you, DA. So make it stick coming through the corner. Again, DA, clean racer, does not cream me from behind. Many kudos to you, sir. So I think I gave him a little flash of the cautions as I went through there, you know, for a quick thanks for not sending me off into Narnia through there. So keep it tight on that that first hairpin, heading towards that left-hand fast sweeper right here. And you can see now I'm really starting to pull away from DA as he's falling out of my slipstream. Of course, looking ahead there, I've got quite a bit of ground to make up before I get to Clyde's at 2, and he's in a Porsche. So I'm like, well, maybe this is how I end the race, in 8th position. Not bad, from 11th to 8th in the Lexus on this track, because I'm thinking there's going to be a ton of 86s, a ton of alphas in here just destroying me. And that wasn't the case. It was a pretty good mixed group of cars in here. Just a couple dominant cars, a couple Porsche Caymans, a couple 86s, maybe only one 86, who knows. But so I was real happy with the lobby. And you know, even though I'm soft, so I know I can make up some time. I'm thinking I might make up 2 seconds the next couple of laps, maybe 3. Again, the Porsche is super good on tires, so I had I was under no assumption that I was going to catch up to him here. And so I was just kind of relaxed now with each corner. With the 1 lap fresher tires, I'm pulling away from 9th place. DA's back there with the Zote Lord or Zote TLRD, or I don't know what exactly that's supposed to be. I'm kind of embarrassed by it. It's probably something obvious that I'm not getting. I don't know. So, drop the hammer on the old brakes there. Head down in corner one. Take it pretty nicely. And I recognize that I'm starting to gain somewhat quickly on the folks in front of me. Even get a purple sector there coming down through that section of the course. So now I'm feeling really good. I'm like, their tires are wearing and they're battling. This bodes well for the Geauxgreddy. So if I can stay on track and stay out of the Gran, then I should be a-okay. And if you don't know that the Gran is it's Cajun for that stuff that builds up on the back side of the toilet, you know, how we lift up and down the seat, kind of between the tank and that would be Gran. So feel free to use that anytime you'd like. But that's also known as OPR in the racing world, other people's rubber. So I'm trying to stay out of that, stay on the track, stay clean, not get any penalties, and somehow chase down a Toyota 86 and a Porsche Cayman in a Lexus with 15 times tire wear. Now I'm certain that the Lexus is a way better car than I'm a driver, as Almario Ranco. Let's call him Al. So Al goes wide there in the 86. Hope you don't mind. I'm probably butchering your name. I need like a pronunciation guide to all my competitors. Al goes a little wide there, and I'm liking it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like I could possibly catch up to this group and make some moves up here. There is some serious battling going on, and all that bodes well for me. I'm using that top end of that Lexus, drop the hammer on the brakes late, throw out that anchor, get around, and Al makes a mistake. Boy, always looking for those mistakes. So I take advantage of it, pass him up. Meanwhile, Yes, No, and Clyde Satu go at it a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. Yes, No, just kind of slams into the side of Clyde. And Clyde's like, no, you're not. So he mashes him back. I don't know. And Yes, No goes off track. So pick up another position as the 86 is all over my backside. That little car is quick through the corners, and I know it. So what I also know is it's so hard to pass around the outside, especially if you don't have fresher tires. So my goal is to plant it on the apex. As you can see, Clyde Satu has that 1 second penalty. I just need to get within a second of him as I come around the hairpin. I'm thinking I got him. I don't know how he does not lose more time than that right there, but he does not. But I'm going to get the undercut, and I'm thinking of pushing it there, and I back out. I backed out because I felt like if I stayed in it, then when Clyde came across, he was going to get my front end, and I was going to destroy him and possibly me and maybe even Al. So, hey, clean racing. Al gets to my outside right there. Wow, tight right through there, keeping it tight. All three of us just weaving through here. We got the big fat Lexus with two corner artists going through the S's on the backside of Autopolis, and I'm holding on, just planting it on the apex, making it difficult, getting wide so that Al can't get around me. As we head down the final straight, I'm about 0.7 seconds off Clyde. Al's 0.3 behind me, and that is how we finish. Great race, man. I really enjoyed that race. I enjoyed racing with Clyde and Al through there. Zoke Lord gave me some good racing. DA 1976 gave me some good, clean racing. The guys in the beginning of the race, all those folks that I raced with back when we first started at the front end of this race. Everybody, good, clean racing. Totally enjoyed it. So, congrats to PR 1988 on the win. Good job. So there I am, 6th place. I got 700 some odd points, so that's good for me. Up 5 positions, and once again, the fastest driver for Lexus. No complaints from me. Enjoyed the race. Hope you all enjoyed the race. If you were in this race, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please hit that like button. If you want to check out my races as they pop up, maybe you're in a lobby with me instead of having to search for Geauxgreddy, which I know has a funny Louisiana spelling to it. So if you don't have to search for me, go ahead and hit that subscribe. So just pop up right there in your feed, and you're easy to find your way back if you ever need to. So there you have it. Another race in the books, one left to go for this 2019 preseason. I'm excited about it. I'm going to see how I finish this year. Hopefully a little higher than last year. It's always just the goal, just keep getting better and keep having fun. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the race, and look forward to seeing y'all next time. So for myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening.